Before we begin, let's review some vocabulary for Lesson 1-2. A point is a dot representing a location. A line is a series of points that extends in two opposite directions without end. A plane is a flat surface with no thickness. Collinear means two or more points that are on a line. And coplanar means two or more points or lines on the same plane. We will be using these vocabulary words throughout our next lesson. Hello and welcome to my lesson on points, lines, and planes using Google SketchUp. This lesson is broken up into 4 videos. In the first video, we will talk about definitions for points, lines, planes, and related vocabulary. To begin, let's delete the man in the middle of the screen. Simply click on him and press delete, or you can right-click and erase using your mouse. Next, under View, let's open our large tool set under Tool Palettes. Click Large Tool Set, and here you go. We will use most of these tools later on. Next, since we'll be talking about 2 dimensions first, we'll need to change our camera view under Standard Views to Top View. Top View will eliminate the blue axis, leaving only 2 sets of directions, which represent 2 dimensions. Now before we begin, let me remind you that at any point, if I'm going too fast or you are lost, you may pause and rewind and review the video as many times as you need to in order to fully understand what we are doing. You may also start a new sketch whenever you need to. Remember, your new sketch will not start in top view. For example, you hit File, New, and it will start in the original view we just started with. Let's go back into top view, and we're going to learn how to make a rectangle. In the first part of this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a rectangle 2 different ways. The first way is using the pencil tool. Using the pencil tool, make a line, but don't unclick. Test it out and see how you can make it green, following along the green axis, any angle you wish, or follow along the red axis. If we were in 3 dimensions, you could also see the blue axis can be followed as well. Check out this length box down here below. This length box allows you to designate whatever length you wish. So along the red axis, I'm simply going to type 5' enter, and when I unclick, I have a line segment that's 5 feet long. Now I have a sticky line here, and I don't want it. So if you press escape, that aborts the tool. Next, I want to create my perpendicular line to be 4 feet long. So I'm going to click on the endpoint. Notice the endpoint's in green. Another point on the line is represented in red, and the midpoint is represented in this bluish color. Points on surfaces are dark blue. Let's continue. To make our 4-foot line, we start at the endpoint of our 5-foot line. Drag along the green axis to make sure we have a 90-degree angle, and type 4' enter, and now we have a line segment of 5 feet and a line segment of 4 feet. Let's continue, and instead of typing in 5 feet to create our third side, we're going to use Inferring. Hover over the first endpoint of your first line segment. Notice that green dotted line demonstrating where my line segment needs to end of my third side, and click. Finally, click your 4th line segment to finish your rectangle. A second and simpler way to create a rectangle is using the rectangle tool. To set the dimensions for the rectangle using the rectangle tool, you click and drag, creating a 2-dimensional object, and type in the length, comma, the width you wish. They'll be shown in your dimensions box, and when you click enter, you will have a 5-foot by 4-foot rectangle. Notice these are all line segments. Line segments are a piece of a line. To demonstrate this, we'll use the ruler tool. The ruler tool is really used to measure lines, but we're going to use it to show lines that are different from line segments. If you click on any point on the edge of our top of our rectangle and drag it down, you notice our line segment is extended infinitely in 2 directions. The dotted line represents a line. The solid part represents a section or a segment of the line called a line segment. A line segment is finite, whereas a line is infinite. We can do this for all 4 sides if we wish. And you can easily see, I'm going to pan a little bit with the hand tool. You can see their points of intersection very clearly. To name these lines, line segments, and points of intersection, we'll use the text tool. Click on each corner, drag, and type a capital A for the bottom left vertex, and continue for the rest of the vertices. You'll notice that this follows a very familiar example in your textbook under example 2.